But first this morning, it is all about the dog. Siobhain is joining us with some creative ideas to keep your pet supplies organized.
Exactly.
And keep your pets looking good like your dogs.
Oh, my sweet baby dogs. I've always had dogs, but I have 2 dogs, and they're not exactly small ones. They take a little bit of space in my house. There's my dogs. They're
so
golden
cute.
doodles. One's Harley, one's Piper. They're both about 75 pounds. So we have a lot of things for them, toys, and we have harnesses and all those things. So I had to get a little organized because they're not exactly tiny little dogs. So first off, the thing I can honestly tell you, if you run across any of these, the hooks, they're darling. They make them for dogs. Now, you can hang them on anything, the back of a door, on the back of a cabinet. Just hooks are great for everything from the leash to the harnesses to maybe something special, a toy that they like. So I always keep and find them. So whenever you find them, make sure you pick them up, because those can definitely be something. You can put them anywhere. Behind a door, they don't have to be even seen if you don't want to mess with it. In a pantry door, things like that. Secondly, I'm a big Tupperware girl. My doggies, boy, by the time you get done with your heartworm medicines and their flea medicines, and then you got to make sure you've got the extra leash in case one breaks. You got to make sure you've got, of course, their poo-poo bags, those things. My treat bag, I keep everything in here. My children love to decorate up my dogs' heads, so I have 2 of their things to put on their heads.
Your dogs have little Fiesta halos.
Yes, we had to get into it. So, and my girls actually love it, and my dogs love it. So I put everything in one place, only because I even include their brushes, everything. Everything goes in one place, because otherwise you have a lot of little stuff sitting everywhere, and it just takes up a lot of space. So that's easy. You know where it all is, and when you come back in, you just throw it all back in. Okay, dog food. I've always said, how come they don't make a Ziploc on the top of a dog food bag, right? Because once you open it, it's hard to keep it closed and smell it if you don't like the smell. Okay, so I have kitty cats too, but you can get any kind of a container, anything. I washed it out, open it up, make sure you put your dog food inside of this container.
Smart.
And it can be a big Tupperware too. They even make dog bins for dog food. If you don't want to spend that kind of money at a pet store, like I said, anything that's a big container with a lid, just pour your dog food into it, because that way you keep it, and every month I go and I just resupply my dog food bin. Okay, last one. Did you know you take backpacks for your dogs when you take them out? Okay, so I take my dog to Hobby Lobby. I can take my dogs I go to Home Depot with them, Lowe's. I go to the restaurants with them. Well, they have to have their own little bag, kind of like having a kid, kind of same thing. So I have a bowl for them. I make sure to keep all their harnesses and all their leashes in it, and it zips up. Okay, and you literally carry it like almost like a diaper bag for a kid, and you can have even their toys or their chewies in it.
Well, then it's all ready to go.
Yeah, and you know what? People go, "Are you kidding me?" And I go, "Look, if you take them with you, you need to have something to entertain them. They're just almost like kids." So I love taking my doggies, and so I just want to let you know this is called a pet pail. You can buy them at the pet stores, but anything will work. Doesn't have to be anything in particular. So I just wanted to let you know these are all some of those things that I do when I have my dogs with me. I was never that person that took my animals with me in places. Guess what? Now I am.
You are now, right?
Well, my kids are grown, and so now I've got my other 2 blondies I take care of.
Well, you are certainly organized. And of course, Siobhain's going to stick around because we have got some more tips coming your way in just a bit. Siobhain has 2 really furry puppies, right?
I do.
And earlier we talked about keeping all your things organized. You've got some more ideas for us.
Yeah, it's like having children again in your house, and you remember when you had all the toys and stuff, so you got to keep them entertained as well. So what I have to say is make sure you get some different toys. So I change mine out all the time because they get bored with the same ones. So these are some that you have to be watching them, though. Don't leave them alone with them, because I just don't trust some of the things. I don't want them choking on them. So if you're sitting in the room and you want to give them something to play with, this is what I do. Get an old water bottle. This also works for kids, actually, but anyway, put it in a sock. All right, so I put my old water bottle empty in a sock, and of course they love the noises. You know how they buy, and these are inexpensive things, so you don't have to go buy them. Tie a knot.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, just tie a knot at the end of it, at the sock, and you got yourself a toy, and they can chew around and make noise and all those things. So there's one. It's not as expensive as buying them at the store. Tennis balls are the greatest things with dogs. I bought this at H-E-B, but you can buy them anywhere, pet stores, any of the markets you can buy them at usually. So cut yourself a hole in it right on the seam. Okay, I cut a piece about 3 inches long on the seam of this one. And then you take your treats.
So
Got to trick them, you know, and you put your treats inside of the tennis ball. Then you let them have it, and of course they start smelling it, and then they go to town on chewing on it, and it is made for dogs, this tennis ball is, and then they get their treats out. So you keep them entertained that way. All right, next one. This is just a container that I got at the grocery store of soup. It's plastic and has a plastic top on it, okay? Put your treats inside of the container. I took the lid. You cut a hole in it, okay, just with anything, a knife, whatever it is. Not a big hole, but enough that you can actually get the pieces out. Put the lid on it. Give it to the dog and let them roll it around and smell it. And by the time they get done rolling it around, of course, the pieces start coming out. And
my dog would be like, what am I
it.
supposed to do with this?
Well,
I'm confused.
Well, make sure that the hole is large enough, though, for them to come out, the treats, so that they actually do get something.
Smart.
But, okay, and then this is my last one. You can also put the tennis balls, well, actually it's not my last one, but it's going to be almost close to my last one. Put your tennis balls inside your socks, tie it again, and you've got yourself another tug-of-war thing that you can play with your dogs. Now, this is one that I just couldn't do it on air because these are my favorite jeans, okay? So, there you go. Blue jeans. This material lasts through anything, okay? And doggies can definitely rip apart everything. So, take your old pair of jeans if you have one. Cut it, okay, so just cut your legs off, whatever you want. You can cut strips on it. You can braid it like you do hair. You can tie knots in it, okay? And then once you get the knot done, it's a tug-of-war piece for your animal. So basically, they get one piece, you get the other, and of course, blue jean material is one of the hardest, roughest things to tear apart. And also the other thing you can do is cut the waistband off, take the button off, and put knots in it like every 3 to 4 inches. And it is another chew pull toy for them. So
nicely
there you go.
done. I love
I could
that.
not cut up my favorite jeans.
Easy
I was
toys.
going to, but I just couldn't.
No, I'm glad you didn't. Good thing. All right. Thanks, Siobhain. Guys, if you would like some more information, you can always check our website. It's saliving.com. And you can find us on social media at I Love SA Living.